Hello, YouTube! Alright, I thought I'd give you guys a quick update on what is happening in Denoy's world. Okay, I'm currently still working for Spherian, the temp agency, at the, it's not the Space Center. I'm actually working near the Space Center at one of the processing centers for space cargo. Yeah. So when I was working at the Space Center, I got to see how the operations there kind of work for preparing the rockets and the spaceships, you know, for going up into outer space. But now I'm at the one of the processing centers to see how they prepare all the cargo that goes up there, like pieces of satellite, any equipment, any structures, things that they need to put up into outer space. The place where I'm working, which I'm not going to name for security and you know, privacy and safety reasons, processes all that stuff. They process things for NASA, for the Air Force, for Kennedy Space Center, for, well, Lockheed Martin, for basically anyone who ships stuff you know, up into outer space. I don't know if everything goes through here, but a lot of it does. Because on their wall, there's all these murals and posters of all these space things, you know, that were sent up. Like some famous ones. Like, I don't know if it was... I didn't look at the name. I'll have to look at the name to tell you guys another time. But they're famous spaceships. There's a chance that possibly Viking or Voyager and all those may have been processed through here too. But they deal with like clean rooms, and basically that's what they do. They prepare the space cargo, and then, you know, it gets sent to NASA to load onto the spaceship with the rockets and launched. Now that sounds really exciting, and it is, but my job is actually as a janitor, I'm a custodian. But I actually enjoy this job. It's pretty laid back, you know. They tell me what the building I have to clean. I have to expand it. Lost the camera there. All right, sorry about that. We lost the camera. My spit wasn't holding it up. Anyhow, where I'm working right now, I work as a custodian, and I like the job, believe it or not. It's pretty laid back. It's not full-time, but looking at the amount of work and what, you know, they're saying, I think it's going to be anywhere from 20 to 30 hours a week, probably more like 25 to 30 hours a week, which is actually fine by me because it gives me time to work on YouTube as well as on the RV and any other projects that I have going on. I basically go in early in the morning and am usually out of there, you know, by, like right now it's 12:45. Usually should be out of there by 12:30, 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock is when I think I don't know yet, this is only my second week, but I think that's when I will pretty much finish up. Should be done by 1 at the latest. That leaves me the afternoon to work on YouTube, as well as, in my case today, I'm going to be running over to Home Depot to buy some materials to work on White Knuckle, you know, the RV that I just purchased. So this is really great. It should allow me to continue to film for YouTube, upload, and work on side projects. Now, some of you might be wondering what's going on with the Mario's Garage. I mean, Mario, thinking Mario Brothers. Marcelo's Garage. I'm still planning on doing that. I need to contact them to try to set a date and time where I can go film them. Obviously, I won't be able to do, you know, an all-day thing, but I might be able to go there after I get off my work here, maybe on a Friday or something, just so I can film them. It needs to be worked out with Marcelo as well as with my schedule, depending on, you know, whether or not it's going to stay like this. Now, my hope is that that this becomes a full-time position. Not a full-time position, but a real job instead of a temp agency job. And, you know, that I can do this all the time, because it actually works out pretty good. The only issue is it is kind of far, because it is near the Kennedy Space Center, but, you know, it's no further than the Kennedy Space Center was, except for one major difference, and that is I'm no longer living in Little Blue 2. I'm living in the RV, which is White Knuckle, you know, for now. That's the name for the RV. But anyhow, I'm kind of living in that, so I commute, which is kind of a long ride. You know, so hopefully I'll get used to it. It is consuming gas, and this van doesn't get the best gas mileage. It gets probably about 18 to 22 miles per gallon, more on the 18 side. Maybe even as low as 16. So I'm hoping that, you know, I can save up money to buy another vehicle, maybe a small car or something, and use that to commute back and forth to work. Because trying to commute back and forth to work in a minivan that's heavily loaded like Little Blue 2 is not that good. It's very heavy and just basically carrying around a lot of extra weight. Now, some of you might be wondering what the status of Little Blue 2 is now that I'm living inside the RV, or I'm living in the RV. I do plan on renovating Little Blue 2. I'm going to be emptying it out, emptying her out, and cleaning things up, reorganizing, and then doing a quick tour to show people how the system's set up. But several pieces of Little Blue 2 have been removed as of this point. They had to be removed because I needed them for White Knuckle, to get White Knuckle functional. Parts of the system that were removed include the 25-watt solar panel from Harbor Freight, which, you know, didn't really completely charge the system up, but I decided to take it off Little Blue 2 to put it on White Knuckle, so it would charge the Leisure or the house battery on the RV. Now it does, just like on here, it doesn't. I don't think it fully charges the battery each day, but it does help because it charges it some. My hope is to buy a 100 or 200 watt solar panel system off eBay or Amazon and install it onto White Knuckle and get that fully operational. That should help me with generating enough electricity to make it through each day or each show. I am guessing that if I were able to get at least 400 watts of panels and 400 amp hours of storage, that would be enough. But that's looking at about $1,000 or so for that system. So it may be a ways off. Right now, I've got a 25 watt solar panel and 135 amp hour battery. That's it. But surprisingly, it's been doing well. It's running the fan all night, as it did in Little Blue 2, and I watched some TV with it, which is really cool. You know, for the first time in a long time, I can come home, if you want to call it that, and kind of wind down a little bit and watch movies and stuff. So it feels more like home, you know, than you're living in a car or something. But that's pretty much how things are. Man, I think I'm falling asleep for some weird reason. Is the air? That's those noises where the bumps on the side of the road here. But yeah, I think I'm gonna sign out because I'm falling asleep trying to do this broadcast, and I'm gonna crank the fan up. But I am going to head out to Home Depot, pick up some insulation, and try to finish up the insulation on White Knuckle for the bedroom area, so I can get that configured and functional as a bedroom and not freak out when I go in there. last night I put up the framing for the rotted wood had, rotted through. The wet wood had rotted. So I ripped all that out and I put in new wood. Surprisingly, was able to get it in. It went fairly smooth, as far as putting it all back together and putting the wood in there. I didn't totally tear everything down to rebuild because I don't have the money or the time. So I kind of just took apart, the things that were bad, and will be patching certain areas. So I'm going to get some of the foam insulation, the spray kind, and a sheet of the cut insulation to cut that to size. Also need to do some wiring for the backup camera system. So maybe we'll do that on an episode so you can see how I wire things up. And with any luck, within the next day or so, the bedroom will be mostly done. Won't be fully done, but it'll be mostly done. So it won't look like it's all ripped apart, because that's kind of depressing, when you see everything all ripped, the guts of the RV all over the place, and pieces of rotted wood and stuff's falling down, and it's still leaking, and blah blah blah. So I hope to have it all fixed. And today I definitely will be going with the tape, the T-Rex tape, to tape up the windows to try to make them waterproof. And if I can get the thing completely waterproof, then that's like woohoo, will be more than operational. And then the next thing is to try to get the flooring in so that I can walk around barefoot or in my socks or whatever without getting splinters. Anyhow, I'm rambling on and on and on, so I'm going to go ahead and sign out now. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I hope that you're staying safe wherever you are, and I appreciate all of you for tuning in, and all of you who have been helping financially with the Patreon contributions or PayPal to help me secure another home, which we thought was going to be another van, but in this case it ended up being White Knuckle the RV. I truly, truly appreciate it. Special call out and thank you to Tom for stepping up and basically donating quite a chunk of change to help me. I think he did it before he knew that I had the RV, so that was much appreciated, because I spent all the money from Patreon and some of my own reserve money, as well as money that Charles sent, to purchase the RV, the gas, and the insurance and everything else to get it here. And still have yet to register it, which I'll be doing hopefully the next week or so. But the RV, I'm afraid of driving it is the problem, because it's got issues. It ran all the way from Orlando to here, but it doesn't want to go above 35 miles per hour, so it needs some serious work. It needs a mechanic to look at it. And I've been trying to get Mad Max to look at it, but he's been crazy busy, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyhow, I'm going to tune out. Thank you again for tuning in. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. Share the channel and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Until next time, everyone, take care. God bless you all. Please stay safe. Bye-bye now.